You're standing at the bathroom sink, staring at nothing, and suddenly you're not there anymore. You're in an argument that never happened, winning it. Or you're giving a speech no one asked for to a room that doesn't exist. If your brain runs entire movies that never air, stay here. What I'm about to explain will change how you see every single one of them. Maybe it's replaying a conversation from 3 years ago and finally saying the perfect comeback. Maybe it's imagining a future that's never going to happen, the apology you'll never get, the reunion that isn't coming. Maybe it's a whole fictional life running quietly in the background while you fold laundry. You're not weird, you're not broken, and you're definitely not the only one. There's a real name for this: maladaptive daydreaming. It's a term coined by psychologist Eli Sommer in 2002, describing immersive, story-like fantasy that can hijack hours of your day. But here's the thing, it's not about having an active imagination. Everyone imagines. This is different. This is your brain choosing an internal world over the real one, on repeat, almost involuntarily. So why does your brain do this? Because a fake scenario is safer than a real one. In your head, you control the outcome. You say the right thing. You get the apology. You win. Real life doesn't guarantee any of that. So your nervous system builds a version where it does a version with a script you already know the ending of. And it's rewarding too. Summer's research found that people who experience this often describe the daydream itself as almost addictive, vivid, immersive, and hard to stop even when they want to. It's not weakness. It's your brain finding something that reliably feels good and going back for more. But wait, this isn't just an adult habit that showed up overnight. For a lot of people, it started in childhood. Kids who grow up in chaotic, lonely, or overstimulating environments often learn to disappear into imagination as an escape hatch. Maybe home was loud and unpredictable. Maybe you were the quiet kid who felt unseen. Either way, the imagined world became the one place where nothing could hurt you, judge you, or leave. It's not avoidance for the sake of avoidance. It's a nervous system finding the one exit that actually worked. And that habit doesn't switch off when the childhood does. It just gets more detailed, more cinematic, more convincing. And here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just thinking. Research on people with high fantasy proneness shows brain activity patterns that resemble actual sensory experience. Your brain doesn't fully separate the imagined scene from something really happening to you. That's why the fake argument can leave you shaking. That's why the imagined reunion can make you cry. Your body doesn't know the difference. Now, here's the part that explains everything. The same trait behind this obsessive fantasy world also shows up somewhere you'd never expect. Because maladaptive daydreaming isn't always harmless escapism. For some people, it eats hours. It replaces real relationships with imagined ones. It's linked with anxiety, OCD, and ADHD, not as a cause, but as a companion, showing up alongside them and making the withdrawal deeper. The daydream becomes the place you go, instead of sending the text, having the conversation, or sitting with the discomfort of not knowing how things end. And that's the part nobody talks about, when the escape that once protected you quietly becomes the trap that keeps you from your actual life. If you're sitting there realizing how much of your day happens somewhere that isn't real, I want you to hear this. You didn't choose this because something is wrong with you. You built a coping mechanism that worked so well, it never got the memo to stop. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not too much in your head. You're someone whose brain got really, really good at protecting you, so good, it sometimes forgets the danger already passed. The goal isn't to kill your imagination. It's to notice when you're using it to live instead of to visit. Ground yourself back in your body. Name what you're actually avoiding. Give the real version of your life half the effort you give the fake one, and watch what happens. And if this hit close to home, you need to see what happens when your brain does this with other people's opinions of you, because that one explains the anxiety this video didn't even touch. Watch that next.